Across the African savanna, every movement can change the course of the hunt. A lion pride waits patiently, reading the wind, the terrain, and the shifting rhythm of the herd. Each encounter becomes a test of instinct, teamwork, and perfect timing rather than strength alone. Some pursuits unfold in seconds, while others are decided long before the first sprint begins. When every opportunity lasts only a moment, which strategy will prevail? Across the African wilderness, every encounter begins long before either side makes a move. A lion pride studies the landscape with remarkable patience, reading the wind, the terrain, and even the smallest change in an animal's behavior. Whether the target is a towering buffalo, a swift antelope, or an alert zebra, success rarely depends on strength alone. Lions are ambush predators. Rather than wasting energy in long pursuits, they focus on reducing the distance before revealing themselves. Tall grass, scattered shrubs, dry riverbeds, and fading light all become part of the strategy. Every step is deliberate, allowing the pride to remain unnoticed until the opportunity is at its greatest. Each hunt unfolds differently because every prey species responds in its own way. Some rely on speed across open ground. Others stand together and defend one another. Larger animals may confront the approaching predators, while smaller ones depend on agility and quick decisions. That constant adaptation forces lions to change their tactics from one encounter to the next. Although capable of reaching nearly 50 miles per hour, lions can only maintain that pace briefly. Their greatest advantage lies in teamwork, positioning, and timing rather than endurance. Long before the first sprint begins, the outcome is already being shaped by countless silent decisions. Across the savanna, every meeting between predator and prey tells a different story. Yet they all reveal the same enduring truth in nature. The smallest advantage often decides the moments that follow. Few animals challenge a lion's confidence quite like the Cape buffalo. Weighing as much as 2,000 pounds, these massive grazers rarely rely on speed alone. Their greatest defense is unity. When danger appears, individuals often close ranks, turning a scattered herd into a solid wall of horns and determination. A lone buffalo may seem vulnerable, but a tightly packed herd presents a far more difficult challenge. Lionesses understand this well. Instead of rushing forward, they circle patiently, watching for subtle changes in the herd's formation. A younger animal drifting behind an older individual, slowing its pace, or a brief moment of confusion can quickly reshape the odds. Buffalo are equally alert to these tactics. Adults frequently position themselves between the pride and the more vulnerable members of the herd, forcing the lions to reconsider every approach. On many occasions, the hunters are met not with panic, but with a coordinated response that pushes back against the advancing predators. What appears to be a confrontation of strength is often a contest of patience, discipline, and timing. For the lions, every unnecessary sprint carries a cost. Chasing the wrong target wastes precious energy and increases the risk of failure. Waiting, observing, and choosing the right moment can prove far more effective than acting too soon. It is a strategy shaped by generations of experience across one of the world's most competitive ecosystems. Moments like these reveal why encounters between lions and Cape buffalo remain among the most dramatic on the African savanna. Neither side can rely on power alone. Each decision, from the first cautious step to the herd's final response, reflects an endless balance between survival, cooperation, and adaptation. Not every prey animal chooses to run. When a zebra senses danger, the first response is often to stay close to the herd, where dozens of watchful eyes and synchronized movement create a powerful layer of protection. What appears chaotic from a distance is in reality a well-practiced survival strategy. For a pride of lions, breaking that formation becomes a true objective. Rather than chasing the fastest animal, they focus on creating confusion. One lioness may approach from the side while another quietly advances through taller grass, encouraging the herd to change direction. In the brief moment when the formation stretches or divides, a single opportunity may emerge. Zebras are built for quick reactions. Capable of reaching speeds of nearly 40 miles per hour, they combine agility with sharp hearing and an exceptionally wide field of vision. Even a slight shift in posture or an unfamiliar sound can trigger an instant response, forcing the lions to adapt before committing to a chase. Yet neither side can predict every outcome. Dust rises, hooves pound across the open plain, and the landscape changes with every stride. Sometimes the herd holds together and the opportunity disappears. At other times, a narrow opening lasts only a heartbeat before the chase reaches its turning point. These encounters reveal that survival is rarely decided by speed alone. Across the African savanna, success often belongs to those who can read movement, respond to change, and make the right decision before the moment is gone. Not every encounter unfolds across open grassland. Along the banks of rivers and seasonal waterholes, lions often face a very different challenge. Here, wildebeest arrive in large numbers to drink, but reaching the water is only half the journey. The return to open ground can be just as demanding. Lionesses take advantage of these predictable gathering places. Instead of waiting in the open, they use reeds, riverbanks, and patches of dense vegetation to conceal their approach. Water naturally slows movement, while muddy ground limits quick changes in direction. Every feature of the landscape becomes part of the hunting strategy. Wildebeest, however, are far from defenseless. Living in herds that may number in the hundreds, they rely on constant vigilance and collective awareness. A single alarm can trigger an immediate reaction, sending the entire group forward in a powerful wave. The sudden movement often forces predators to abandon one plan and adapt to another within seconds. Although capable of running at nearly 50 miles per hour, wildebeest depend on endurance as much as speed. During long migrations, they travel remarkable distances in search of fresh grazing and reliable water. That resilience makes every encounter a contest of timing rather than a simple pursuit. Along Africa's waterways, patience is tested on both sides. Sometimes the lions disappear back into the reeds without revealing themselves. There are times a brief opening changes everything before fading just as quickly. These moments remind us that survival is often shaped by the landscape as much as by the animals that move across it. Among Africa's largest herbivores, giraffes present a challenge unlike almost any other. An adult can stand over 18 feet tall, giving it an extraordinary view across the savanna. Long before danger comes within striking distance, a giraffe often detects subtle movement that many other animals would miss. Young giraffes, however, face a different reality. During their first months of life, they remain more vulnerable while learning to match the pace of the herd. Lion prides understand this difference. Rather than confronting the tallest individuals, they patiently watch for brief moments when a younger giraffe becomes separated or slows behind the group. Even then, success is never guaranteed. Adult giraffes are highly protective and capable of delivering remarkably powerful defensive kicks. A single well-timed strike can force predators to retreat and reconsider their approach. Because of that risk, lions depend on careful coordination with each member of the pride adjusting position as the situation changes. These encounters often become contests of endurance rather than immediate action. Minutes may pass with little visible movement as both sides assess one another. The giraffes remain alert while the lions wait for an opening that may never come. Patience becomes just as important as strength. Moments like these reveal that size alone does not determine the outcome. Across the African savanna, survival belongs to those that adapt, communicate, and respond to changing conditions. In nature, even the tallest silhouette on the horizon must remain watchful. Not every hunt ends the way the pride intends. Across the African savanna, many pursuits are abandoned before they truly begin. A shifting breeze, an alert herd, or a single unexpected movement can erase an opportunity in seconds. Experienced lionesses rarely force the situation. If the advantage disappears, they simply stop, regroup, and wait for another chance. Conserving energy is often more valuable than chasing a target with little chance of success. For prey animals, recognizing danger early is just as important as speed. A warning call, a quick change in direction, or the herd tightening its formation can be enough to end the encounter before it fully unfolds. These moments reveal an important truth about life in the wild. Survival is not defined by winning every encounter, but by knowing when to act and when to wait for a better opportunity. Evening settles gently across the African savanna. The distant calls fade into the wind as the grass begins to sway once more. Somewhere beyond the horizon, the lions disappear from sight, and the herds continue their endless journey across the plains. Nothing in the landscape suggests that countless encounters have unfolded here today. Yet by tomorrow, the same wilderness will quietly begin writing another chapter, just as it has for thousands of generations.